Mike Turner, Republican of Ohio, joins me now on the phone. Chairman Turner, thanks for joining us. What's the latest that you've learned on the arrest of the suspected leaker, Jack Teixeira, as well as the effort to contain the fallout?
Right. So our office was notified that the arrest was imminent, and I can tell you that, it's a good day, Jake, that we can celebrate that at least the continued threat of additional leaks from this individual has been stopped. Now, of course, the assessment will have to be done as to all of the documents and where they were that he had released, what needs to be done in mitigating those, but also in the question of how did this individual get access to these documents and what policies and procedures need to be changed. I can tell you many members of my committee have already been in touch. We need to have hearings as to, what is the scope of documents, especially when you have something as volatile as a battlefield of Ukraine, where these documents could be accessed by someone who appears to not be in any chain of needing this information.
Well, that's the question. I mean, obviously there is overclassification. The CIA director said that the other day. That's been a problem in the intelligence community for decades. Things that don't need to be classified being classified. But this material seems very sensitive. How would a 21-year-old Air National Guardsman get access to it?
It's very unclear, Jake, and that really is what a lot of the triage is going to have to be here. I was just in Ukraine, as you know, last week, and the upcoming offensive of Ukraine is incredibly important. It's highly sensitive. To have this type of information where someone could be trying to show it to their friends to impress them that doesn't appear to have any contribution to the outcome of this or any need to know is what we're going to have to examine and put a stop to.
Did the journalists working on this story at the Washington Post and the New York Times, did they track down this individual before the intelligence community did?
I can't answer this for you at this time, but I can tell you that is my impression that this is probably concurrent and if not coordinated. Many times as we're trying to solve things, people are sharing information, but the type of access that we would have in looking at his disclosure and his use of the chat rooms and the like are such that probably was his downfall.
Do you have any reason to believe that there is anything more nefarious going on than the story that we're being given right now, which is just some irresponsible young man trying to show off before a group of fellow gamers his access to intel?
Yeah, not at this time. I've received briefings from the director of ODNI, and the FBI has been in touch with my office, and also DOD has been briefing us. At this time, nobody has indicated that this is anything more than this individual. No matter what procedures you put in place, somebody who wants to betray you is going to have an opportunity to do so. This gentleman has obviously is going to be faced with charges of an espionage. And the charges are that he's going to have betrayed his country.
The chairman of the House Select Committee on Intelligence, Congressman Mike Turner, Republican of Ohio, thank you so much for calling in, sir. We appreciate it.